Of all folks, one very important thing that you'll have to understand is that smartphone manufacturers heavily theme and customize Android to make their phones and products unique. But on the flip side, that really slows down the otherwise perfect stock version of Android. If you happen to own a device from any of these manufacturers, then you're probably on a modified version of Android, which runs a bit slower than it was supposed to. So in order to fix that, manufacturers frequently push over-the-air updates. In short, OTA updates. OTA updates above all fixes bugs, adds new features, and further optimizes Android with the aim of smoothing things out over a couple of updates. So it's highly recommended to check for OTA updates if you haven't already by heading over to the Android settings. Updating should eliminate most software bugs and will definitely give you a better and a faster version of Android. So before proceeding any further, make sure that your device is updated to the most recent build of Android officially available for your device. Now folks, Android by design forces the users to minimize applications than closing them. Each time you want to close an app on Android, you will have to hop back to the recent application section and will have to manually swipe to close an app. And that forces the users to have multiple applications running in the background, eating up a huge chunk of the phone resources for no reason. And we hate it. That's probably the single reason why devices slows down over time as we keep using them. Now one way you can fix that is by heading over to the developers option in Android settings. Now if the developers option is missing from your settings, no worries. Head over to the About Phone section and tap on the build number around 7 times. Then hop back and there you have it. Once inside the developers option, scroll all the way down to the application section. Then tap on the limit background application option and limit that to 3 to 4 applications at a time. I mean folks, practically we don't use more than 3 to 4 applications at any given time. So that will keep the number of applications running in the background in check and will automatically hibernate applications that you're not using. This single option will help you save a ton of RAM, which in turn improves the speed and the battery life. But most importantly, it will prevent your phone from slowing down over time as you keep using it. Now folks, the above two methods should be able to fix most common slowdown issues on Android. But if it didn't, then you will have to find the specific issue that is slowing down your device. You can do that by installing a System Profiler app from the Play Store. Links in the description. After using your device for a couple of hours, launch the profiling app and it will show you what application or process is consuming what resources. And let's say if you find an app in the list that you don't use much and is eating up around 10% of your device resources, then it's a smart option to either uninstall the app or switch to a lighter version of the app. Apps like Facebook, Gmail or even YouTube are very RAM and CPU intensive, as by nature they run in the background all the time. So be smart and switch those with lighter versions like Facebook Lite, Gmail Go or YouTube Go. You can also be smarter and combine multiple social and messaging services like Facebook, Instagram or Twitter into just one app. I mean folks, why use multiple applications when you can do all of that from just one app? So be smart and use light apps, essentially saving space, improving speed. Then again folks, most Android devices comes with pre-installed applications, also known as bloatwares, that to be honest, I never use. But one thing that most people don't realize, even though if you have never used those, they're still running in the background all the time, eating up resources for no reason. Now since by default you cannot uninstall those apps, it's a better option to disable those apps from the application section on Android settings. That'll pretty much stop the app from running in the background, giving you a faster Android experience. Added bonus, the disabled application will also vanish from the app drawer, making the interference a bit cleaner. So go through the list and disable apps that you don't use. Now folks, sometimes it's not your device that is slow, but it's the launcher that is slowing down your device. Launchers heavily influence the performance of your device. Now, since launchers are made differently, some launchers focuses on looks and animations, whereas others optimizes launch speed and performance. One perfect example of that is the Samsung's TouchWiz launcher. Regarded as one of the best looking launcher, is often considered as laggy and slow compared to, say, the Google launcher, which is way faster and snappier. So sometimes it's not your device that is slow, but it's the launcher that is slowing down your device. So we recommend switching to a launcher that focuses more on speed and performance, like Nova or Eevee launcher. By installing any of these launchers from the Play Store, you will almost instantly notice a 30 to 50% increase in the speed and performance. You will also save at least 20% battery, as these launchers are less processor intensive, and unlike stock launchers, they are heavily optimized and are updated regularly to give you the same performance all time, every time. No slowdowns whatsoever. But if you are happy with your existing launcher and just want to speed things up a bit, simply head over to the developers option. Then scroll down and decrease the animation and transition speeds. Reducing the animation time will definitely make the existing launcher feel a bit snappier. It's especially very useful if you are a multitasker, as switching between apps and pages is now faster than ever. But folks, at the end of the day, if nothing works out, then probably it's time to factory reset your device. As you keep using your phone, over time stuff like junk data and app cache keeps building up on your phone memory, which eventually slows down your device. So it's recommended to factory reset your device at least once a year. You can do that by heading over to the backup and reset section on Android settings. But before you do that, make sure to back up everything, as Android will be formatted. Once the factory reset is done, your device will pretty much feel like the day